All right, so ran the tractor for a few minutes. As you can see there, we got her all the way up to full operating temp. So everything up here looks pretty good. Lines are nice and dry. Valve cover appears to be good and dry. Check out the other side and see what it looks like. Oh yeah, yep. Looks like that fancy new valve cover is doing a great job at that. So next little thing I want to play with today is the injector feed lines. I can get you guys down in here. Come off the pump. These little guys here. This one at the very least is leaking. And I'm not sure, the one on the very bottom may also be leaking. And I figure that's because a few times, like a fuel filter plug up or something like that, and I have to change it in the field, especially when it's hot. This thing does not like to start back when it loses fuel. So you prime the pump, you prime the filter, and you almost always have to get over here and crack one of these lines. And I'm not sure if I boogered up one of those sealing washers, or hell, I may have even lost it. I don't think so, but it's possible. So I got a whole bag of them. I'm gonna loosen that one off, clean it up really good, put two new sealing washers on it, and then see if I can't tighten it back up and get rid of that leak, because I really want to dry this engine back up. I like a nice clean engine. I don't want a bunch of oil, a bunch of fuel, or a bunch of coolant or anything else floating around on it. So since I got the top end dried up, now I'm gonna see if I can get the pump dried up. All right, let's see if I can get at this while I've got the camera in there. I apologize for the shadows and stuff like that, but there, this loader frame in there, there's not a lot of room to work. So y'all bear with me. I'll try to do my best job to record it and keep the shadows and stuff out of the way. Now, these bolts here are called banjo bolts. Basically, they're hollow with a hole drilled through them to let fuel up through the stem of the bolt and then into the line itself. And they've got sealing washers on the top and the bottom side of the line themselves. And they're pesky little things. They're black in color. They're really hard to see. And not hard to lose. Now that looks like it's actually got both of them still on it, so I didn't lose one. But slip you guys out so you can see what's going on. So that's the washer itself. Now normally these are copper, and this actually feels like some kind of steel. And that's kind of strange, but the ones Deere gave me to replace it are also steel. And like I said, you got another one on here, and on this fancy bolt, see that hole that goes all the way through? The fuel actually flows through the bottom, out those through holes, and into the line. So we're gonna slip those off, wipe them down, and take a look at the line itself, which first glance seems fine. And I'm gonna slip some new washers on here, tighten her up, see what happens. Now these washers do have kind of a smooth side and a flatter side. I'm not sure exactly which way they're supposed to go, or if it even matters. But the washers I pulled off appeared to be, as far as in relationship to the line, the flatter sides to the line. So that's the way I'm gonna go back with it. And we'll just have to see what that gets us. Now this is gonna be interesting. That is a lot of stuff to get in a small and now a hot area. You gotta keep it clean and keep everything happy. Anybody out there's got any ideas on a better way to do this, I am all ears. And for me, it's just patience and a little bit of good luck. So I got my washers on there, got this bolt snug back up. I'll put the wrench back on it, tighten it up, see if I'm still leaking. It's possible, maybe the actual line itself leaking. I hope not, because I don't know about for this unit, but these injector lines are typically kind of expensive. I paid $150 for one before, so I don't really want to change it out. Not exactly sure what the torque spec on this is. We're going to go for about a half an ugga-dugga, and I hope that's good enough without tearing the thing up. All right, fire up, see if I did any good. All right, we've been running about 1,500 RPMs or so for 15-20 minutes. And I know it's kind of hard to tell, but it looks pretty dry under there. So whatever may or may not have been wrong with that banjo washer, I think we fixed it. Maybe I just didn't have it tight enough. I don't know, but they're cheap, and I've got 8 more of them, so if I need them, I've got a few laying around, if I can keep up with them. So, got that knocked out. The valve job sounds great. The engine sounds a lot smoother than it did. At idle, it had a little bit of a flutter to it, and didn't seem like it was, not necessarily misfiring, but just wasn't quite as smooth as I've been. That sounds a lot better now, and it'll sound even better yet when I get the hood put back on it. So all the injector lines up top are nice, dried up. That's good. So I think I got my top side leaks fixed. Looks like I got my bottom side leaks fixed also. I do plan on getting that other T, the brass T, in there. Maybe it'll come in while I'm off this week. I don't know. That'd be nice, because I'd really like to get this buttoned up. Another thing I want to do, and this is kind of on my mission of fixing leaks. This system here, this is a block heater. And it's actually one that's got a pump and a heater combo. And these hoses are sketchy. I've replaced the other radiator hoses. This one's new. Top one up here is new. There's a small, I don't know if you can see it from this side. There's a small bypass hose right here that I've replaced, and I really want to get those on that block heater replaced. I'm not actually sure if that block heater works. I've never used it. I haven't ever needed it. So I'll probably see if it works. If it works, I'll put new hoses on it and keep it on there. If it doesn't work, I think I'll probably just take it off for now. And like I said, I haven't needed it, so I may not need it in the future. If I do, then I'll come up with something then. Maybe a new one, maybe a traditional style. I don't really understand why it's plumbed in the way it is. It's not circulating a lot of coolant through there, I don't feel like. I think it would be better up where that bypass hose is, where it's actually circulating all the way through the entire engine and then back to the other side of the thermostat. But that's not the way this one was set up. This is a lot simpler. I assume it probably worked, but I'm not sure. And like I said, I haven't ever needed it. And this tractor spends most of its time here in the shop. So even when it was down to 7 degrees a couple weeks ago, it only got down inside to about 34. And this tractor doesn't really even start kind of complaining until about mid-20s. So I don't think it's necessary for my environment and stuff like that, but it's there. If it works, I'll keep it. If it doesn't, I'll probably just plug that thing off and just do away with those hoses altogether. So that kind of fits in my theme this winter for this tractor, just fixing the little stuff. It's got a couple other things that need working on. I put these lights on. These are great. I picked these up at my local Napa. Not exactly sure what brand they are. They're nice and bright, pretty heavy. It's actually aluminum housing, it's not plastic. These factory lights, even these have been replaced, and they're decent, but they're hard to see. So I want to get probably 4 more of these. I'd like to put 2 on either side, one pointing kind of forward out to the side, and then one pointing to the rear on each side. Need to get that done. I'm updating my hay baler plug situation. So my baler has a monitor, and it's got this on it right now, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It works fine. But our other balers have this different style setup, and other tractors too. That's the main thing. This tractor won't pull the big baler, but I would like to be able to pull the smaller baler with other equipment. So this plug here is what comes on the newer equipment for an auxiliary port, and this fits all your modern balers. I'm sure probably some other stuff. So I picked up this little kit, and mind you, well, I can't seem to get the thing back on there. There we go. Picked up this little kit from John Deere, and it's got some loose instructions in it. We don't need those. It's just a 12-volt power and a ground. Comes with some other stuff. I mean, we got some grommets here. We got a circuit breaker. I mean, it's a nice little kit. Good wire loom on it. Decent quality feeling wire, which is something I'm big on. It's nice, thick, heavy gauge wire. I'm pretty sure this is a 20 amp circuit. Downside, this kit was around $140. And it doesn't come with the female side, which I picked up today while I was over there, and it's another $47. So kind of pricey, but you know, it is what it is. So something I want to do before spring gets around, this is where on this tractor the monitor mounts. I need to find somewhere in this area to mount this plug, so I've got it on there at all times, and get the female side hooked up to the monitor and have all that stuff ready to go. And the newer tractors have that same plug already in them, so when I want to pull that old baler with some of the newer tractors, I can just hook up, plug the thing in, go to work. I don't have to, like right now I've got some alligator clips and I'm hooking them to the battery, and then they'll pop off, and it's just not a good system. So baler plug on there, some auxiliary lighting up there, Tractor kind of needs a throwout bearing in it. It's noisy. It's been noisy for years. It's non-greasable. It's original. If I get carried away, I may go ahead and put a clutch in it this winter. That's just going to depend on time frame. If I got time, I'm going to do it. If not, I'm going to roll the dice and see how they land. If it goes down on me through the year, it's like a 8 to maybe 12-hour job to put a clutch in it. So if it does go down, we got other tractors, I can get it fixed, get it back going. So it's kind of my plan for this thing. A little updating, a little refreshing, a lot of maintenance parts, getting rid of that old worn out stuff that's prone to fail, and hopefully it lasts another 41 years.